First feature we're going to take a look at on the content bar is text. In most cases, normal text should do the trick in regards to getting your message out. Pixel text is reserved for our legacy users whose signs have less pixels than the newer models. Selecting normal text will create this text box right here. The first thing you can do is change your message. To do so, just give the text box a double click, and you can delete the previous message and input your own. After that, you now have the ability to change how your message looks. To start, you're going to want to make sure that you have it highlighted. On Windows computers, you'll just hit the Control and the A key at the same time, and on Mac, it'll be the Command and the A key. Once we have it highlighted, we can now make some visual edits to it. On the far left, you'll have stroke width. What this does is adds an outline to your message. The S just to the right of it will allow you to change the color, allowing it to contrast with your background. The A, just to the right of that, will allow you to change your text color. In general, colors like light yellows and whites tend to be the most visible on LED signs. In the center here, you'll have the ability to enlarge or shrink your text. Scrolling down this bar will allow you to enlarge like so. If you find your message is too large for your text box, clicking on the circle and giving it a drag will allow you to turn your message into a single line. The final few features are going to be bold, italic, underlined, and strike through. To the far right, you'll also have the ability to change your font. For smaller messages, it's recommended to stick with a blockier sans serif font. If you are to use a font that's a little scriptier, like Charm, you just want to make sure that it's nice and large and has a thick, dark outline around it so it can really pop. For the sake of this demo, we're going to stick with a nice sans serif font. Once we have our text picked out, we're now able to animate it and add a drop shadow. To do so, I'm just going to click the text box here, and I'm going to check the box next to animation right here on the left. After checking the box to the right, I can choose the scroll direction and duration. For text, it's easiest to read if you scroll it to the left, and for duration, 5 seconds tends to do the trick, especially with that 10-second default slide length. The 5 seconds allows it to go across your screen twice before moving on to the next slide. For the sake of drop shadow, I'm going to go change the background of this slide so we can have a little bit more contrast. Now that I've incorporated a colorful background using our gradient tool, I can now use drop shadow. To create a drop shadow, you'll simply click on your text box and check the box next to drop shadow right here. To start, you're able to select a color. In general, it's best to choose a color similar to your background and slightly darker if you want a more natural look. You could also use a lighter color if you're looking for a glowing effect. Just below that, you have the ability to move the shadow left to right, up and down. You can either make it more diffused or sharper. And the last one is going to be shadow opacity, which will control how intense the shadow is. Another feature that's great for saving time is going to be found here at the bottom under Actions. Clicking on Copy Element will allow you to duplicate your text box, and here you can change your message without having to repick all of your fonts. And that'll be our final feature using text. For more information about ScreenHub and all of its features, be sure to check out our YouTube channel or the help section of v2.screenhub.com.